exciting day. Now, my friend Luke TV kind of started this series where he's ranking golf YouTubers, and we're gonna take it up another level, and this would be your golf YouTuber power rankings, because we're all about deciding, trying to figure out who is the best. I mean, if that shot right there doesn't answer all the questions, and I don't know what will. So my ranking system will focus on these 5 categories: overall swing, driving, iron game, short game, and putting. Each category is worth 20 points for a total score of 100 maximum. Plus, I'm gonna do a bonus category, which is your swagger score, and that will be a star-based system, 1 to 5 stars. So the best possible score available is 105 stars. For example, if your short game on like a little 70-yard shot looks something like this, well, go in. That would equal like you would have a short game score of 20. And I figured who better to start this series off with the none other, the iconic, the unmistakable, the undeniable. You cannot replicate, replace, or reproduce this awesome YouTube golfer. He is one of a kind. He is kind of just one, the only, with his stamp of approval, his permission to do this video, and I'd do it anyways without permission, but I'm happy to say the none other than the Fat Perez. Here we go. Let's kick it off with the Fat Perez swing analysis, and we're gonna be looking primarily at his swing from the Bob Does Sports recent video out at Pelican Hill Golf Club. I've played there, spectacular track, and they're playing a match against Bo Hostler, PGA Tour, awesome dude. So the first thing I wanna do is bring the Fat Perez swing into my V1 app, and let's just analyze his swing from the internet land. And we're gonna see what we can learn from his swing and how we can apply it to our own game, because the dude is a stick and a half. Let's just start off. Fat Perez, he's about my height. So he's around 5'7"-ish, and I'm not gonna estimate his weight, but let's say he is a stout young lad. First and foremost, Fat Perez has a spectacular setup here. And if we just look at his swing, he loads. His first move is just kind of loading into that right side, not swaying, but he's kind of loads in. I love that move. And just, if we look at his swing just in slow motion, it's very compact style swing, which is what I love, especially for a bigger dude. He's a husky guy. He's got to keep everything tight to his body, and he turns and really fires, and that is a phenomenal impact position. He's extended, everything is great. Now, if we take a closer look at this, here's the one thing I would say, it's good, but can cause a little issue here and there. He brings the club a bit inside, which is very common for shorter players. Myself, I do the same exact thing. It's hard for us to get the club working up in the air too soon. We just keep it low. That's common. And it's fine at the top of his backswing. Everything looks great. He has a slight over the top move, which I don't hate. It can produce a little cut shot, which I love. And he comes in here. Here's what I love about his swing. He's staying loaded onto that right side. It's beautiful. And as he comes in, the only thing I'm gonna pick apart here is this. Look at his arms. His left arm is getting away from his body here at impact, right in through here. So I would say that motion right there, that left arm, is something that can cause some issues. I'm gonna give you a drill right now, if that's your problem, to work that out. But something like that, it can cause a little bit of lefts and rights. If it gets too far ahead, the club face gets open. If you flip, it goes left. But all in all, a very solid golf swing. And now what he's doing is very common for larger, huskier players, because it's hard to drop that club inside. So this kind of move out here is going to be just kind of a common issue if, let's say, that's your body shape. So I wouldn't do too many drastic changes. Here's what I would recommend for Fat Perez. So instead of whipping that club inside here, because then you get over top and you get that arm away from your body, I'm gonna do a little drill to just, when I practice only, where I really try to take it out here and around. So I'm gonna put a ball on my line, directly behind where I'm teeing up. That's my line, and I just want the club head to go out around that. That would be what I would work on here. So instead of coming over the top here and getting out, you drop it in and come in. So that would be the drill I'd recommend for Fat Perez, or you, if that's your issue. Out and around. Overall, I love this guy's golf swing. He has some serious game. So on the swing side of things, I'm gonna give Fat Perez an awesome score of 17 out of 20. So let's dive into driving score. Now, Fat Perez has an awesome swing, and he's typically a great driver of the golf ball, but from what I can see, when he's off, he can go left and right, and it's just because of that little over the top, and like we talked about in the swing portion. But overall, as you look at his drives, very consistent. His swing isn't very much, and it doesn't look like he's trying to do too much with his driver in terms of playing shots that he can't play. But all in all, when that guy steps up, it just looks like he is going to hit a great drive. So his driving score in the MrShortGame Power Rankings would be a 16 out of 20. Great job. All right, on to the iron game. Now, Fat Perez, he's hitting a shot here to the green, and he goes a little bit left. Now, he says in the video that it was probably his lie.
Pulled it a hair, probably because of that lie jet.
Which it was, but it's his lie combined with this swing that produced that. Take a look at this swing here on the very next hole, the par 3.
Agree, how could you not?
Oh my goodness.
Oh, here you go.
Oh my goodness.
Oh.
This is going to be the exact same swing, but on a perfect lie teed up, which he absolutely stripes. His iron setup is spectacular. Everything's looking really solid. Again, he does bring it pretty far inside, but he's such a great player. He's got it all figured out, good eye-hand coordination, that it doesn't really affect him too much. It's literally the exact same swing, but just with a shorter club and iron. This one's about 190 yards-ish. And if we put what they call like that Ben Hogan line on here, that plane you don't want to break up through the shoulders and the hands, you can see that he's slightly just over it. That's where I was saying if you take it back a little steeper, you'll come down a little more shallow. But all in all, man, that is really solid iron play. And this shot, he absolutely stuck. It's just when you have those uneven lies, that type of swing is most often going to produce more of a left miss than anything else. Now, if I were Fat Perez's coach, which I am not, I would not work on trying to flatten out and then I would put that ball again straight away here, and I'd put it about a foot or so behind my ball, and I would really try to stretch out, even put it outside the ball, and just try to tap it with my club on the backswing so that I know I'm taking it straight back and not whipping it inside. That's all I would do in practice, is trying to stretch my hands out this way instead of getting them in here, because that's gonna do that. And all I would do for him and for you is work that in a drill during practice, and then just forget about it when you go play. Let it naturally evolve into your swing. So I'm being super nitpicky here, but he's a great player, excellent fundamentals, iron game. I'm gonna give him a solid 16 out of 20. So a 20 out of 20 would be perfection, and he's really close. I think consistency in that swing is what I would be looking for the maximum possible score. But he does hit crisp, clean iron shots. Next on the list. What is Fat Perez's short game? I'll tell you what, it's one of the best. What's interesting is that oftentimes what's, let's say, a hindrance or a little thing that you need to work on in one part of your game is actually an asset in another part of your game, because I love that little over the top move in your short game. You know, he comes back, he does the same thing. It's very consistent throughout his bag. So he kind of comes back inside and he's able to hit kind of down and take a nice little divot when he's hitting his short game shots, like this one.
Good.
So although he came up a little bit long there, it was very crisp. And that was kind of a wet, mushy, tight lie. And that is what I love. When you're able to take tough lies and do great things with them is great, because he'll come in, and a lot of people who come in, they lose their spine angle and it looks something like this. He does not do that. He keeps that slight over the top move with the short game, and I love it. And you can really get good and consistent with that. He's obviously spent a lot of time in a short game. I absolutely love it. Fat Perez's short game score is an 18 out of 20. Okay, let's take a look at Fat Perez's putting stroke. He's a great putter, clutch putter. This is what I want us to look at, and I'll show you how it can affect your putting. First off, his setup, it looks great from the start, but let's dig in a little bit closer here. This is what I see. His eye line is right there, so it's pretty far inside the ball, which causes him to kind of set up much more low hands and a little more on a plane, so much as kind of over the ball. We don't want to be too far over the ball, but I'd love to see his eyes more over the ball, or just an inch or so inside, not as far as he is, which ultimately what this causes is the toe of the putter to get up in the air. And as you can see here, he compensates nicely for what he does, all right? This is where he's aiming, and you can see he takes it kind of back way inside, and he does that little loop move again, as you can see right there. It's ever so subtle, but I know that move ever too well because I used to do the exact same thing, and sometimes I still do. And it causes you to slightly hit it on the toe of the putter. And that's exactly what he does right here, just ever so slightly on the toe, and that ball kicks off a little to the right. So when you don't hit it in the center of the club face, that ball will come up short a lot of the times, and then every now and then you'll strike it in the center of the club face and it'll go a lot farther. So distance control can be off. That can easily be solved with one little fix. So when your eyes are way inside here, you see his hands get a little low and that toe comes in the air. When that toe comes in the air, here's what happens. The higher it goes, the more left the putter aims, as you can see here. Like if I were to set up like this, I would aim way left with the putter face. That's no good. So he's doing a little bit of that by having his head so far in here and the toe in the air, but then he compensates, because he's a great putter and a great player, by taking it so far inside and hitting it out to the right. But when you do that, like we said, you hit it off the toe a little bit and your speed control is gonna be challenging. What I would do and recommend is that if you wanna lose that little loop move, I would get my eyes much more over the ball, let my shoulders hang a little more. Now he's bigger, but that's okay. You can just stretch your elbows out a little bit more and come over the ball. That's gonna keep you from doing that over the top move so much, and you'll be able to take it back a little straighter, back and straighter through. So I'm just gonna act with my arms out a little bit, like so. And you can see that ball starts much more online, and it's gonna be a lot easier to control your speed with your eyes a little more over the ball. I would guess that when his putting is on, he is lights out, because he has figured out how to figure it out, doing a bunch of things kind of that work in conjunction with each other. Toe up, inside, on the toe. He can start it where he's looking, which is key. So he does a really good job with what he's doing. But if you're doing that and you want to improve it, these are the changes I would make. So I'm giving a putting score ranking to Fat Perez, 15 out of 20. Pretty good. So now we're on to Fat Perez's swagger star rating. He is iconic. Look and style his own. Copies no one. Marches to a tune of his own drummer. He is his own drummer.
We're humming like a Hummer right now. Whoa! I like that move.
What I love to say is, be comfortable in your own skin. He is 100%, lives it, owns it, loves it, love him. For for who he is, and he tries to be like none other. And he succeeds at it like none other. How many swagger stars does Fat Perez get? What do you think? Comment below. If that carries the bunker, I'm giving him 5 stars. Let's go see how many stars he got. I didn't carry the bunker. I soared over it. Fat Perez, it's not because of me, it's because of you. You earned easily 5-star swagger score. So you top out on my ranking. YouTuber golf ranking, 82 5-star. That's pretty solid. He's gonna be up there. He's gonna be among the top. That's good job, Fat Perez. And I hit that one fat in honor of the Fat Perez. Let me know who you guys want me to rank next on this series. Thanks for watching. Hope you had a good time. Love you. See you next time.